All right, we're live with some more Tecmo Super Bowl action. This time, we're here breaking down the Minnesota Vikings Tecmo Madison 13 training, and Mort is back once again.
Oh yeah.
He's ready. He's got that beautiful sweater on. I got this Adrian Peterson jersey. This is the first time I've worn it where he's not been on the Minnesota Vikings anymore, so we'll see what team he gets on.
There's still a chance. There's still a chance.
There's still a chance, you think?
Oh yeah.
Alright, so Minnesota Vikings. So they're probably, based on their 1990 results, 6-10 team. They're probably a little bit overrated, in my opinion, on the ratings. But they're certainly a good team in this game, and I'm going to start with the offense here. So Wade Wilson, the quarterback, he's just good enough to get the job done. He's only a 13 maximum speed, which isn't too fast for a quarterback. He's not quite a scrambler. His 44 passing speed and 44 pass control is just good enough to get by and make stuff happen in the passing game because they got some good receivers on this team. His accuracy of passing, that rating doesn't do anything, so don't pay attention to it. And then avoid pass block is only a 38. Now, unfortunately for the Vikings, Rich Gannon isn't too good of a backup. He's also a 13 maximum speed. His pass control is a 38, and his avoid pass block is even less. But since Wade Wilson isn't that good, if his condition goes higher during the course of the game, you could put in Rich Gannon, and he might actually have better stats than Wade Wilson at some point. So pay attention to the Vikings backup. Now, Herschel Walker. There's a big trade for Herschel Walker. In the season before, he was on the Vikings with the Dallas Cowboys. We know he's a Heisman Trophy winner. In Tecmo Super Bowl, he's a pretty solid player. He's got a 44 maximum speed. He's 63 hitting power. Not quite good enough to popcorn most defenders, but if his condition goes up, he definitely can. His ball control's at average 50 and a pretty good 44 receptions. Now, Rick Fenny, their other running back, fullback type, he's a 38 maximum speed, 38 hitting power. He's poor in receptions with the 25 receptions. Not too good, but, since Herschel Walker's only a 44 maximum speed, if Rick Fenny's condition goes up, he can actually be just as fast or a little faster than Herschel Walker, so keep your eye on him. Jessie Clark, another running back, probably not putting him in the game unless he's in excellent condition. He's a 31 maximum speed, 31 hitting power, 25 receptions. Alfred Anderson, another running back, pretty much mirrors the last running back's stats with 31 maximum speed and a 38 running speed, accelerating at that 69 rushing power. So he's only at 25 receptions. Now, the receivers of the Vikings are where things get interesting on offense. So the Vikings have a sneaky good passing game, even though the quarterbacks aren't that good. You got Hassan Jones, however you say it. He's 31 maximum speed, so he's not the fastest wide receiver, but he's got a 63 receptions, and he's got that mid-tier 50 ball control. Now, Anthony Carter, here's your star receiver. He's a 75 receptions, 56 maximum speed, which is just a little bit faster than Sterling Sharp on the Packers. His hitting power is only a 13, so he could get flattened by some big guys like LT and Mike Singletary in the same division. But Anthony Carter is a guy you need to look out for. Leo Lewis, he's a wide receiver you're probably not putting into the game. Only a 19 maximum speed, 13 hitting power, 44 receptions. Chris Carter. So this is a young Chris Carter before he became the
rookie year.
Rookie year. This is before he became a star wide receiver. And he talks about early in his career, if you listen to Chris Carter talk, how he had some alcohol problems. But he got through those and became a star wide receiver. But as far as his stats are concerned, he has 50 receptions, so that's pretty good. But he's only a 31 maximum speed, and he's not really known for his speed anyways. But if his condition goes up, you could bring him in. Now, Steve Jordan is another tight end that has solid hitting power, 63. So you do have the option of Herschel Walker or Steve Jordan at your punt returner, kick returner. He's also a 44 maximum speed. He's got good receptions, 56, and then a 50 ball control. So Steve Jordan is a solid tight end. So you got three good options in the passing game, really, with Hassan Jones, Anthony Carter, and Steve Jordan.
On a little correction for the Chris Carter, was his first year with the Vikings, about third year in the season, and he had a couple trouble early seasons, just as you mentioned. Like his bounce back was probably the year after in '91 when he had 72 receptions. So
okay.
Right after that.
Yeah, and the chat is telling us the same thing. He was drafted by the Eagles, not the Vikings. It wasn't his rookie year. So if you have some questions for Mort, we'll get to those questions after we do the team matchups. So let's finish off the Vikings offensive line here. Their second tight end, he does actually have a solid hitting power, but his receptions are low. Unless you're just going full out blocking for Herschel Walker or Fenny, you just want to get the best blocking possible, you're probably not going to bring him in the game. The Vikings offensive line is above average. They got Kirk here, Loudermilk, I never said that name out loud. 63 hitting power, very good. 38 maximum speed. Randall Mcdaniel. Now, this is a guy, he has 69 hitting power, so he's a stud there. He's really fast, 50 maximum speed, but as me and Mort have talked about before, is that 50 maximum speed isn't always best for setting up the blocks. So, because he gets out a little too fast. So, keep your eye on that. Maybe you'll see it when we play the game. Also, Todd Kalis, he could hold his own with the 50 hitting power, 25 maximum speed. Gary Zimmerman, left tackle, another beast, hitting power 69, 31 maximum speed. And then Tim Irvin, 25 maximum speed. Your kick returner will have this maximum speed, and his hitting power is a 50, so he could hold his own. And then their kicker, he's about an average kicker, kicking ability 44. That's good for about a 69-yard field goal. His avoid kick block is 63. That's also a key statistic. Less of your kicks blocked, especially in a close game, which you might be in with the Minnesota Vikings because they do have a solid defense and sometimes clunky offense, although a big play passing game. And then their punter, Harry Newsome, he looks so excited to be in this game. But
he's got the big smile on.
Yeah. Kicking ability, he doesn't have quite the boot you need, but hopefully you don't have to punt too much. But you will with the Vikings, probably. Yeah. You might have to punt, so he doesn't have the boot like some other guys. So I'll give it to Mort now, and he can talk about the Vikings defense.
All right, we got some big names in this defense, throughout the defense. Let's start with Chris Doleman at the defensive line. Powerhouse guy here, 69 hitting power, 31 interception, which is very good for a defensive lineman, 50 maximum speed, and 44 rushing power. Very good defensive lineman. You might notice him in the backfield of the defense. Henry Thomas isn't too bad, 44 on the maximum speed, 50 on the hitting power, and 38 on the rushing power. And then you have Al Noga, drops off a little bit, but still some hitting power at 50 with 38 maximum speed. Overall, very good defensive line. Mark Merriweather, the top linebacker, has 50 maximum speed, 44 rushing power. Very good, very good. Above average, you could say. Hitting power is 56. Interceptions is 44, which is awesome. A lot of defensive backs in this game only have 38. So, very good in coverage.
Yep.
And we have Keith Millard, who's very much faster, one of the fastest linebackers in the game. There's only a couple 63 MS linebackers in the game, but with 56 and 56 on the speed and 50 on the rushing power, and he's also got the hitting power, 69. Doesn't have a lot on the interceptions though, with 19, and he's in the perfect position if you believe in blitzing. Few people do though, but Keith Millard is perfect on those run and shoot plays and those pro form plays where there's no blocker in the backfield, because he can get into the backfield quickly. Then you got Scott Studwell. Oh boy, it kind of drops off. Now, you'll notice this with the Minnesota defense. You'll see two really good players, and then you'll see two really good bad players, like Scott Studwell, who pretty as low as you could get ranked. And Ray Berry. There's not much really there on Ray Berry or Scott Studwell. They're both the same guy. A bunch of 31s and a 25. Then you go to Reggie Rutland, and Reggie Rutland's decent, actually. 44 interceptions, 50 maximum speed, 38. Not much hitting power at 38, but still, here's a guy who can defend the pass for you. You got Carl Lee. Now here's a great quarterback. 63 maximum speed, 56 hitting power, 50 rushing power, and 50 interceptions. Carl Lee's kind of a little unknown player in Tecmo Super Bowl, though, because he's only the second best defensive back on this team, but still some great numbers on him. Then you got Fullington, the free safety, who's decent, 38 interceptions, 50 maximum speed, 44 hitting power, just an average guy. But then we go to the best piece of this defense. We got Joey Browner. He's the man with 63 maximum speed and 69 interceptions. 56 hitting power, but this is one of the best defensive backs in the game. He's at the strong safety position, which incidentally means your punt return is pretty fast, too.
Yep.
But at the same time, you can build your defense around one of the best strong safeties in the game. He's always got to be accounted for every play, and it sets up beautifully with a lot of the teams that match up against Minnesota do not have great quarterbacks. And a few that do have great quarterbacks, well, you got this great coverage option because you got Joey Browner, you got Mark Merriweather, and you got Carl Lee all out there for you.
Yep, I agree.
Yep.
Minnesota Vikings. Joey Browner, big game changer. All it takes is that one interception sometimes to ice the game or to lead the comeback for you. And with that 69 interceptions, he'll do that. So let's head on over to the preseason game. But before let's just stick in team data. Let's talk about the matchups of the Minnesota Vikings. So, Mort, if you're calling Minnesota in a matchup, who are you calling in that matchup?
Let's see. Some of the best matchups I know of are Minnesota versus Miami. It's a very even matchup on both sides of the ball, on offense and defense. Minnesota-Washington's another very even matchup. Minnesota versus Detroit. Minnesota versus San Diego. I mean, I think I've seen Minnesota and San Diego a lot in the last game of Madison, for example. Then you got other games that are very even. Minnesota versus the Rams is a very even game. You got Minnesota versus Tampa Bay can be a good game. Minnesota versus Cincinnati is another game that's pretty evenly matched up. And then, you could even try to take Minnesota against, say, Chicago or the Raiders or Kansas City. They may have an advantage, but at least you'll stand a chance. And Minnesota's a little bit better than, say, Denver, but it would still be a good game. Or let's see, I could see possibly even a Minnesota versus Philadelphia, depending on just the matchups you get out of it. You get some good coverage there. It could go either way. Minnesota's a very adaptable team. There's a lot of teams you can match up against them. And with those weaknesses, they can match up against teams better than them, but teams worse than them can take advantage of their weaknesses.
Yeah. Did you say Pittsburgh at all?
No, I can see it happening if you want to try it. Like, if you're really good with Pittsburgh's defense and everything and want to try it out and run the ball, I can see it happening. You're going to have your work cut out for you.
Right.
I can see it happening.
Yeah. I agree with Mort. I mean, Minnesota, they have a wide array of teams you can match up against. Especially, too, it depends on your comfort level with the Vikings. Some people love using the Vikings, and they feel like they can match up with just about any of the mid-tier teams. I would even feel comfortable with Dallas versus Minnesota. I like using Dallas, so I wouldn't feel too bad giving Minnesota up to use Dallas as well. I can see
Dallas has some weapons that could keep them in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be interesting.
So, do you want to use the Vikings in this matchup, or you want to pick one of the other teams that you prefer to match them up against?
Let me take one of the other teams and let's see. Well, when we did Detroit and Washington, right?
I believe when we did Detroit, I think it was something like that. Okay,
so let's try to pick out a different team. Let's see. Let's go with Minnesota and Miami. I think that's pretty much dead on even, and I'll take Miami for this game.
All right. Got my work cut out for me. But this is a good matchup because the Vikings have the secondary to combat the Miami Dolphins passing game. They still might. Dan Marino will still slip them through. Don't get me wrong, but you should be able to call pass on defense most of the time and shut down the running game with just your user defender. And that's my roommates working out. So
we're having. That's just the weather here in Chicago.
Yeah,
this happens once a day.
We've got a hailstorm going on right now. So let's see questions for Mort in the chat box. So we got the Mort report, and then we got a question for you.
Okay.
Let me scroll
Let's
up.
skip ever get a wedgie because
Yeah,
that hasn't happened in a long time.
Is Mort about that thug life?
Well, I do live in the hood in Maywood, but no. I'm about the whitest black guy you can ever meet, so I'm not going to happen there.
How does Mort feel about a Vikings-Rams matchup?
Oh, very good, very good. I mean, it's basically it's mostly offense in that game. It's really because Rams defense with Kevin Green sometimes can be difficult, but I mean that's a great matchup. If you feel confident in your offense and you call Rams Minnesota, I think you'll probably. I think most people would take Minnesota to have the more balanced team in the defenders, but then you got that Rams offense, and that Rams offense can be pretty when it's
right. And the hail keeps falling from the ceiling.
I'm going to play around a little bit with this.
I don't think Mort's ever killed a guy. I'm just guessing.
Nah.
He's too nice of a guy for that.
Let's see. Get Jensen out there. I know what. Actually, Jensen on the bench. I got Duper. Got me some Farrell Edmonds.
All right, this is a pretty good question.
All right.
Did Mort ever drink a beer and eat pizza and play Tecmo at the same time?
I used to. I don't drink anymore, but I used to. Yeah, that used to be a good one. Yep. Can't drink anymore, though, unfortunately, but those are good memories. All right, I got the Vikings set up.
Mort put me with Minnesota. I guess since I'm wearing the jersey, you figured I should take the challenge. I'm not that comfortable with Minnesota, so it's good that I'm actually getting to use them right now. So I already got my playbook with them, so we got Jordan, kick returner, punt returner, that's fine. You might want to look at Herschel Walker's condition throughout the course of the games. He might actually have better hit power, but we'll see about that.
Got everything? Your playbook?
Yeah, it's good to go.
Let's rock it out.
Let's do it.
I don't smoke pot anymore. I've hardly ever smoked any pot.
All right, we're starting Walker. Don't you worry about that. I'm gonna kick off.
Until we do the Cheech and Chong Memorial Tournament, I'm going to be holding back on the pot. But on that, that would have to be arbitrary.
All right, let's see if I can shut down this Dan Marino passing game. So the problem is, well, I'm gonna probably use Merriweather quite a bit because I got Lee and Browner on the same side.
Oh boy!
Let's go Vikings D.
Good job, whoever that was. Everybody covered there. Fun.
Little run play. Ooh, and he got a huge block from somebody.
Yeah.
Big play coming right up.
Oh, you got it? I didn't think I had it.
Wow. That was a generous spot.
Yeah.
Forced me off Merriweather. If there's a player like Mort, you want to try to avoid those one-on-one tapping situations. Unless you know you could out-tap him. I knew I couldn't out-tap him, but that's just how it worked out on that play. One of these, I think it's Page or somebody, they're just blasting. Someone's coming out of that draw and getting a huge block. Jump! Double coverage with the Vikings, that's good stuff. I definitely didn't see that play coming.
Yeah, no, the blocking wasn't quite there. I thought it would be a little bit better.
And I got Mort to punt, that's a good sign. But the Vikings D can hold up against the Dolphins. Mort likes to run. He'll try running with any team. Just nowhere to go on that play. Every receiver was covered. And I'm putting Wade Wilson in harm's way right there, but he's going to have to take a few hits. Just enough for the first down. So not seeing any big plays from the offenses so far. Uh-oh. Yeah, that was a mistake.
Everybody's recovered. Oh, wow. That cost me.
I wanted to throw it downfield, but he was covered. And I didn't think Fenny was going to be fast enough, so I'm going to have to punt. How does one get better at Tecmo? Well, I mean, starting looking at some videos that will give you some information is a good start.
Gotta play a lot.
Play a lot, know, your patterns on how many taps it takes to get to your next receiver when you're throwing passes. Also, when you're tapping well, always helps.
A lot of it's knowing who's on the teams and stuff like that. I mean, that helps a lot too, knowing the matchups. But playing a lot's the number one thing. You gotta play a lot.
Got it. Ooh, just missed.
That's to make up for that one, but I still can't believe they gave me that one. Oh!
Big pass block. We got a big 4th and 1 coming up. He's going for the field goal.
Oh boy. Nice.
And we got a defensive battle between the Vikings and the Dolphins right now. Jordan's got pretty good receptions.
Oh wow! I thought you had me
miss,
there.
JJ right there. Oh, that nice sack. My offensive lineman just didn't come in enough time to help me out to break that one loose. So sometimes you don't have enough time on the clock. This is what you got to do before the half. Oh, and Wade Wilson doesn't have the JJs down right now.
Oh, that was a good half. That was a good half.
Good half.
All defensive.
Yep. Chat wants to know if you've ever had a Morty burger.
I don't even know what that is.
You know what? I went to a high school called Morton High School, and the burgers that they served up, I don't know if it was actual beef or not. Kind of looked like horse meat, but their burgers were called the Morty burgers.
Huh. I guess that would be no.
You went to high school in Buffalo, right?
Yeah. Trust me, I stopped eating at Cleveland Hill where I went. I stopped eating the cafeteria food by about 5th or 6th grade. There was nothing worth eating there.
All right, it's time to check my conditions.
Ooh.
So Herschel Walker in bad. He's still at 44, so he's still faster. Let's see, quarterback. Wilson's in good. I like that.
Yeah. Well, got one thing going for you.
Oof. Blitz is working out for you so far.
That's that Marino passing speed.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of.
Jeff Jensen.
Offense sells tickets. Hey man, you got a couple bombs out of me that just were complete. I'm trying to throw it downfield. What do you want out of me?
You asked me, what do I think about Daryl? I don't know what Daryl is, unless he gets Daryl Green.
Yeah, Daryl Green. He's a star player on the Redskins.
Yeah. It's a stud.
That's all you need to know. Threw it a little early. Here's that quick.
Oh, you got it anyways.
Got a covered catch. Not lucky there. Carter on Alfred off. I knew I probably wasn't going to win that tap, so I tried to juke him, but I just didn't have the moves. Ooh, good dive.
Yeah, it's just close enough to get back. I thought you had me there for a second.
Mort's just not allowing run 3. Just it every time but once. Oh. Tried to get him on the quick one. I don't know. It's a tough call. I think I'm going to take the points. Just hope I can stop him.
Oh, it's not a bad call. It's been a defensive game.
Yeah.
I mean, I got my touchdown basically just that pump.
Yep.
Whoa, boy. I thought his last pass he threw was kind of fast, even for him.
It's something to be afraid of.
Oh, I got everybody who's conditioning up. I wonder how Clayton's doing, just average. I'm going with a lot of hitting power for run blocking. Let's...
Ready, down, punt, 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 punt.
Oh, nice move.
Ready, down, punt, 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 punt.
So I keep switching between Merriweather and Browner. That's because I'm guessing pass and trying to guess what run play he might pick. There he is.
Taking advantage of that excellent all of a sudden when that play works.
Mort knows how to run those little QB sneaks. And he knows when to call pass too.
Oh, that excellent passing speed is just sick. He's throwing a dart out there.
The Vikings D comes to my rescue.
Ready, down, punt, 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 punt.
I need help.
Ready, down, punt, 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 punt.
Nice guess. I got lucky as shit there.
Yeah, if I would have had Merriweather, I would have been able to do a little bit better stopping that. Oh, come on, Joey Browner.
If he hadn't been an excellent, that would have been a bad throw. But I figured an excellent, I could just throw it.
Oh,
Jeez, I wanted to go to the top guy. Too many tabs.
Ready, down, punt, 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 punt.
got a big sack right there. That was time to call timeout. Weigh out my options here.
Ready, down, punt, 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 punt.
That was a crowd of guys, and they all just stood there.
Where's the Vikings D? Get that
Jeez.
block.
His kick arrow moves so slow.
Merriweather. Get him.
Oh boy.
All right, now
That could cost me this
got a
game.
chance to win. Minute 30 left.
Ready, down, punt, 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 punt.
Oh, my God, anyways.
Ready, down, punt, 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 punt.
catch. Got a little lucky there. Minnesota. Oh, he's a little slow with that.
Ready, down, put, put.
Oh no.
Yes! Got the arrow trick going there too.
Yeah. No, I just looked away for 1 second. I thought I could still get back.
Comes down to a kick return. So another tip, if you're in this situation, kick it right down the middle. Get the time off the clock. Give them a little longer to run out of bounds.
I got nothing. Good game. Good game. Those 2 block kicks.
Yeah, those were huge.
Key. Yeah. Sometimes they can be the difference.
Yeah, I remember last time I beat you, it was the field goal blocks were a big difference in the game too. So don't underestimate having a good linebacker one, because he can potentially win you the game, and that's what the Vikings will do. They got a good defense.
Yeah, you're right.
Big play offense.
Exactly. Like, I have a good kicker, but his kick meter was slow, so I had to readjust it. Then when I'm trying to line it up, his guy got more time to get in there, and he got it each time. Oh, great game, too. Great game.
So there you have the stats. Dan Marino, 62% completion, only 73 yards. Mort did not give up on the run, even though he's the Dolphins. Managed, 96 yards rushing, so that's pretty good for the Dolphins.
Yeah.
All right, so we broke down the Minnesota Vikings for you. We had a hailstorm, it seemed like, upstairs. these guys working out up there. But yeah, we're going to be back with the last team in the NFC Central, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So we'll be back in about a half hour with them, and we'll break them down for you too. So thanks for watching the stream. Leave your comments. Let us know what you think about the teams we picked up in the matchups, and let us know if you agree. Take care.